Hey guys, it's Phantom Success Center here, back again with another Phantom Success Center video. Take a sip of this coffee. You're probably wondering, Phantoms, why have you been whispering so much? Well, now I'm going to officially have to whisper and maybe make my videos a little earlier. It's 11:41. I'm taking a guess that I'm going to end this video off at 12:39 or 41. But the only reason why I'm going to have to whisper like a mouse is because my uncle, he's starting work tomorrow and he's going to work at this hospital. So he needs to get a lot of sleep, and I can't laugh loud, I can't talk loud, even though I sometimes chuckle loudly in my videos, but forget about that. And you're wondering, who are we doing today, to be exact? If you didn't read the freaking thumbnail, then, well, not thumbnail, but title, then, yeah. Today we are doing Usagi, ex-listener, that cute ass freaking bunny boy. I am literally Usagi obsessed, Usagi Wasabi, whatever his name is. I literally gave him the nickname Wasabi because it sounds so similar. I don't know how to say his last name correctly. Yuichi? Wasabi Yuichi? We're just gonna have to go with Yuichi for now. And my Instagram, Discord links are real wattpad. And songs that I use will be in the description below, by the way. I hope I can do his voice while I'm whispering, and I hope I don't fail this. I'll see you guys in the video. Bye! Alright, so let's get this started. Take a sip of this coffee. Get my voice silky smooth for this run. I hope I'm not talking too loud. I'm literally whispering as soft as I can go right now. I could probably whisper lower, but my mic probably wouldn't detect it. So this is as whispery as I could possibly go. And my coffee, I didn't add any milk to it. And milk, of course, doesn't have any sugars. It probably has natural sugars. I don't know if they sell sugared milk anymore. My coffee's like bittersweet. It has a bittersweet taste to it, but it's good. Alright, my voice is silky smooth. We're good to go. You and Usagi were like training mates. You guys didn't know each other. Of course, Sensei would say your name, listener, and then your last name. He just knew you as listener, but he never actually talked to you. Usagi would usually learn sword fighting, and you would learn how to protect yourself, dodging, reflexes, and of course, Sensei would correct you a lot. Sensei, aka his father, I don't know who really trains him. I can barely remember anything. Of course, he would want to correct his sensei, but he didn't want to be rude or interruptive, so he kept quiet. You were new around town and his new training mate, apparently, since the last one decided to quit since the lessons were quote-unquote very hard, since they were also learning dodging and reflexes, but they gave up in the middle of it. Take a sip of this coffee. There we go. I hope I can do Usagi's voice. I never ever, and I'm being completely honest with you, I never practiced his voice before, so this is like a one shot, just one take, freestyle. So one day, on lunch break, while you were eating your bento, Usagi came up to you. Of course, he was still in his training uniform, and you looked up to see Usagi. You excused yourself since you were having lunch with Sensei, and Usagi called you back to a cherry blossom tree since it was kind of cherry blossom season, but this is not going where you think it's going. Trust the process. Usagi cleared his throat. Hey. Of course, you waved and said, hi, tilting your head a little bit. And then you heard a mumble, God, this is so embarrassing, Usagi, you got this. Usagi Yuichi. You're my training mate, right? His ear slightly twitched, as his nose also twitched too. You smiled a little and said, "Yeah, I'm Listener, the one who does all the dodging and everything. I caught you staring one time, but I didn't want to interrupt your lesson, so I went on with my day. You must be Usagi, right?" He literally just said his name. I know, but go with it. He rubbed the back of his neck and said, "Yeah, Usagi. I was wondering, maybe after lesson, at lunch, once again, would you like to maybe have a small talk? Maybe about anything, really. I would just like to get to know you. As friends, of course. I'll see you around, Listener." And then you gave him like the softest smile, like the sweetest, softest smile. And then you said, "Well, I'll see you around, Usagi." And then you went back to having lunch with Sensei. You guys were talking about, things that you should do for new lessons and, new attacks. And you were close to finally getting your weapon. Whatever weapon, my personal favorite weapon is a scythe. And you heard this little tapping, just this kind of tapping, if you can hear it. Oh, hold on. I don't have anything to make a tapping noise with besides my bed sheets or just my bed and this coffee jar that I have next to me. You were basically just hearing this, but on the floor, of course. And you wondered, what's that tapping noise? You decided to peek over, and Usagi had his fist clenched, like very tightly, like he was nervous. He had a slightly pink tint to his face, and his foot was tapping really quick. Then he stopped, and then you looked back, and Sensei asked, "Is there anything wrong, Listener?" You finally snapped back to reality. "Oh, no, Sensei. Nothing at all. I was just, thinking about something. Anything you would like to get off your mind?" "No, not really, but thank you for offering." Usagi walked back to his sort of dorm and, got off his uniform, put on something a little more casual. By the way, I'm just, how people ship Usagi and Leo, Rise Leo, by the way. I'm thinking this is taking place in the TMNT world, and you already know the turtles and everything. The turtles just didn't know you knew Usagi, and they didn't know Usagi either. Nobody but April knew you took like karate lessons and etc. Take a sip of this coffee. My throat is getting so dry. The next day, damn, my voice just got so clear. The next day, Sensei announced, "So, there's going to be something new for you, Listener." You took a small bow and said, "Yes, Sensei?" "You are finally going to get your own weapon, like katana, sword, scythe, whatever you imagine. Of course, you got inside on the inside, but decided to stay in a normal self position, let's call it, just kind of self mode or stealth, something like that. You were just normal. You stood still and gave him a small nod and thanked him. "Thank you, Sensei. I've been waiting for this day." And of course, he said he was very proud of you and very proud of Usagi for all his hard work and sword fighting. God, I feel like my voice got a little louder there. Oh God, I hope I didn't say anything too loud. And the thing is, You and Usagi were going to sword fight. I know, maybe in Japanese, Chinese, Korean, maybe tradition. I don't know. I am trying to recall this from like the back of my head. Maybe, I don't know, on the first day that you get your katana / sword. I don't think you fight on the very first day, but time skip. Sensei announced that you two were going to sword fight. Usagi's eyes widened, like, am I really going to fight my training mate or classmate? He thought to himself. And you thought to yourself, I never really practiced anything with a sword / weapon. How am I gonna do this? So Sensei handed over your weapon, and Usagi got in his position, sword fighting position, and took a deep breath. He also took a deep breath, sword fighting position, and Sensei hit the bell, bong, and then you were out of Usagi's sight. It was like you teleported or something. Of course, he immediately turned back, knowing you were behind his back, and you two started. As you two were sword fighting, you had a cheeky grin, like you've done this before, but you haven't. Usagi thought to himself, "Jeez, they're really good at sword fighting. I've never seen them practice before. How's it possible?" And then, as he thought that, out of nowhere, you flipped your, no, that would be hurtful or harmful. No, scratch that idea. You literally flicked his sword out of his hands. That means it fell to his side. And all he did was stand there. And he looked at you as you put your sword away and gave him a bow. He did the same, meaning that the fight ended. Take a sip of this coffee. Sensei gave a small clap and said, "Very good, very good. I'm very proud of you, listener. You did very well. Usagi, you need to work on your fighting stance. And maybe a little bit of listening. If you listen closely, listener came up behind you, tiptoeing." And he gave a small nod and said, "Yes, Sensei. Oh, and one more thing before you go, Usagi." "Yes?" "You and listener are going to be roommates. I moved in a bunk bed into your dorm room. I decided that maybe you two could talk to each other and work on," he did, quotation marks, "being a team. Now good luck. Go on with your days." Usagi's eyes widened a little bit as his nose twitched. Happiness, of course, not anger. And you, of course, were grabbing your bento box from your bag, and Usagi just went outside to catch a deep breath as he said to himself, "Am I really going to be roommates with the best sword fighter in my class?" "You got this, Usagi. It's okay. It's okay." Deep breaths. And then he heard a few footsteps behind him, and he gave a little side glare, side glare. And it was you. You tapped him on the shoulder. "Usagi?" You said softly. Yes?" "Would you like to share lunch with me?" "Oh, I'm not really hungry, but I accept your offer." "Oh, really, I insist. I can't eat this much." He softly sighed, looking down a little bit. "If you insist." Out of thin air, he just got out chopsticks You two sat down underneath the same cherry blossom tree where you guys talked for the first time, and he said, these are really good. You said, don't talk with your mouth full. Oh, sorry. They're really good. Who made them? Well, I made them myself. I make my bento almost every day since I live alone. Well, I do have roommates and friends, but since I've been having so many lessons, I haven't been able to go over so much. And Usagi felt some sort of guilt just drop in. Oh, I see. Well, who are these friends of yours, if you don't mind me asking? Well, we have Leonardo, which is the goofiest leader. He is a mutant turtle, and he has 3 other brothers. Leonardo is the leader. He is I forgot what kind of turtle he is. Red something turtle. Red striped turtle. And something. Then we have Michelangelo. He is a boxshell turtle. He is very, very kind. He's the artistic one. Artistic, not autistic. Raphael. Well, he is a boss, but a very soft teddy bear boy. And then we come down to Donnie, Casey, Cassandra, and April. We basically explain the whole entire list to him, or every detail about them, and he said, wow, this seems interesting. I'd like to meet them one day if you don't mind. His bunny tail was wagging as his nose twitched a little bit. You smiled back at him and said, of course. I could set up a little meet and greet if one day, if they're available, and maybe if we get a break off training. And coincidentally, let me pour myself some more coffee, hold on. Alright, we got our coffee. Coincidentally, Sensei come up to you both and said, listener, Usagi. You two nodded and said, yes, Sensei. Because of spring break, or spring has come along, he gently grabbed a cherry blossom from the cherry blossom tree, or a flower from the cherry blossom tree. They bloom flowers. And he said, well, he put one of the little cherry blossom flowers in your hair because he's a sweet sensei. And he said, you two are going to get a monthly break, since you two have been training very, very hard, and I've seen that I've been sort of harsh on you two when it comes to training. You two deserve a break. So enjoy your spring break. After you finish your lunch, put back your quote-unquote material, your weapons, your training outfits back in the dojo. Enjoy. He nodded, giving a small bow and going back to, his lunch break. You two look at each other. You two gave like a blink, and then it shook your heads off, and Usagi said, well, that was a strange coincidence, right? He rubbed the back of his neck. But the thing is, Sensei knew Usagi liked you, and Sensei had a feeling you liked Usagi. And by the way, if you see like my timer, it says 2 something, is because it stopped recording and then I had to repair the file and then I got it back. That's why. But I recorded like 14 minutes. Now it's like 16 minutes or 13. I mean, not 13, 17. So you and Usagi went back to your dorm. But the thing is, how are you going to change and how is he going to change? Because the thing is, it's like this, it's kind of a 1-bedroom apartment, sort of ish. So one would need to go to the bathroom, but the thing is, you weren't thinking about that at the time. So you just kind of changed, not in front of him, but you just changed. And what Usagi did was absolutely adorable. First, he covered his eyes with his hands, of course, but then he knows he has ears. But as a natural reaction, his ears went over his eyes. His ears are like bigger than his hand, sort of ish. So it just covered his eyes completely, so he wasn't able to see anything. Then you realized Usagi was in the same room as you. It stopped recording again. I'm like gonna throw this freaking phone at the wall. Anyway, then you realized Usagi was in the same room as you. You said, oh, Usagi, you're... Yes, I'm here. He had his back turned with his ears covering his eyes. And you said, you can look now. I've changed. I can leave if you want to change. He said, it's okay. I'm just going to put on something comfortable. The bathroom is to the right corner. And then you just give him a little nod / bow, and he just had like a reddish tint to his face, and he said, by the way, you look wonderful. And then from like the other hall, he heard, thank you. So he put on something more comfortable, kind of like sweatpants, cute. I feel like he would look adorable in all-star shoes. He would mix and match all-star shoes. I have a feeling that Usagi would mix and match all-star shoes, like one is black and one is white, or like one is blue, like sky blue or really dark ocean blue, and the other one's like black. Like, yes. Or he would like paint his own all-star shoes, like checker maids, ocean waves, etc. He had these all-star shoes which had ocean waves on them, and he was wearing like a hoodie, and you've never seen Usagi like, you know, relaxed and comfortable before. Even his hair was a little more puffier because he brushed it out instead of putting gel on it as he usually does. You were sitting on the love couch, love seat, and you said, wow, Usagi, you look much better with casual clothes on. I've never seen you like this. You gave him a soft smile. He said, thank you. I actually don't get to wear these clothes often since, you know, training and everything. He gave a little cute and cheeky smile. You said, well, what now? Would you like to go down and, you know, to Chinatown and maybe do something special? You sort of shrugged. He said, yeah, while his ears rose up. That would be a great idea. I haven't gone to Chinatown in so long. You can see like his foot is tapping from excitement. Well then, what are we waiting for? You grabbed your messenger bag. Once again, it stopped recording. I don't know what's going on with this app, but I swear if it stops recording when it hits like 3-4 minutes, I'm kidding. You guys went to Chinatown, got some boba, maybe some drinks. He got to try Monster after a long time again, and he was so happy. You guys actually met the turtles there, and they got to introduce themselves. That's for another video. Introduced themselves to Usagi, and they got along pretty well. Usagi and Casey got along pretty well, like mutual besties. Then at the end of the day, it was just fun. You and Usagi came back to your dorm / apartment, kind of a dorm apartment. The dorm apartment they were talking about is literally your apartment, let's say. Usagi. That was amazing. I haven't felt like that in so long. He flopped on the couch. I know, right? And now you know New York City better than ever. And the turtles too. Well, I brought some company over. He tilted his head. This is Fluffball. Fluffball jumped out of your messenger bag. Meow. Oh, you have a cat? Why didn't you bring him over earlier? He just getting along with your cat so well. Well, because I don't know that Sensei would have let me. Oh, yeah. But he actually did, surprisingly. So, now you have someone to stay here when I go to work. Oh, okay. You're so cute, just giving him chin scratches. And then you were like, just to tease him, you gave him, head pats, like, well, not even head pats, head rubs. And then after, you just gently slide your hand down to his chin and giving him chin scratches. His foot was just tap, 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 tap. And you were like, whoa, calm down, buddy. You love chin scratches, don't you? He shyly nodded while his face was covered in blush. You said, well, then I'll start doing that more often. Well, I'm heading to bed, okay? It's been a long day. Okay, I'll be making myself some tea and giving Fluffball some company. Good night, listener. Good night, Usagi. I'll see you in the morning. And then Usagi sort of mumbled, love you. And then you literally said casually, love you too. Door closed. His eyes widened while he looked down at Fluffball. Fluffball booped his nose with his paw. And all you could hear is happy stimming and his foot tapping super fast. You chuckled as you lay down in bed. Next thing is Fluffball is on your stomach, and Usagi ended up going to sleep on the couch. And that's all for today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We are trying to get to 5k subs this year. I hope by like 2025 or 2026 I'll have like almost 10k subscribers. But I hope I did this well, and I'm so sorry this dang screen recorder kept on cutting on and off, randomly, and I'm going to have to edit this video. It's probably going to take a little bit to export because I'm thinking about doing something funny in this video, like actual editing. But I hope you guys enjoyed my Discord server, or my Discord link server, my Wattpad, my Instagram, and the songs that I use will be in the description below. If I can, I'll be making a 2007 Donatello X listener also tonight. I don't know if I'll be able to go live. Now that's something I don't know. I'll have to see. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.